So if you're building or managing AI inside a big company right now, you know the real struggle isn't just picking the right model. Nope, it's getting all your different tools to actually talk to each other. And that integration work, it can turn into a never-ending custom code nightmare. Today, we're gonna unravel that whole tangled mess by taking a look at a platform called AXYS to be the only all-in-one AI orchestration platform out there. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? This is exactly what enterprise AI feels like today. Every single week, there's a new model, a new tool, a new acronym. Your tech teams are just drowning trying to connect everything, while the business side is looking at the bills pile up, wondering what's going on. It is pure, chaotic whitewater. Okay, so to really get our heads around the solution being proposed here, we first have to understand the heart of the problem. And it really boils down to three incredibly powerful, but totally separate technologies that companies are just struggling to glue together. So let's break them down one by one. First up, we have MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. Now, think of this like a blueprint for a universal power adapter. The idea is brilliant, right? You create one standard plug so your AI agents can connect to any tool or any API without writing new code every single time. But, and this is a huge but, MCP is just a protocol. It's a set of rules on a piece of paper, not a thing you can just plug in. Your engineers still have to build the actual adapter every time. Next, there's A2A, or agent-to-agent communication. See, as our AI systems get smarter, we're not just using one big AI. We're using networks of specialized agents. You might have one agent that's an expert on your sales data and another on your supply chain. A2A is supposed to be the standard for how they talk to each other. The problem? Most of the ways people are doing this today are pretty weak when it comes to things like security or fitting into a real business process, which of course leads to, yep, you guessed it, more custom code. And finally, we've got the big one, RAG. That's Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now, RAG is a total game changer for making language models useful because it connects them to your company's private up-to-the-minute data. The answers get way, way better. But it comes with this massive operational headache. You have to manage all this data, keep it updated, and do it all securely without just opening up your most sensitive databases to the world. It's powerful for sure, but it's a huge engineering project all by itself. And this right here just perfectly sums it all up. You've got these three amazing technologies, MCP, A2A, and RAG. They're all virtuosos on their own, but when you try to get them to perform together, it's a disaster. They're all playing from a different songbook, and the result is just noise. So this inability to work together leads to what the source material calls the challenge of more. That means more complexity, more custom code, and, you guessed it, more costs. So let's really dig into the specific, painful consequences of trying to stitch all this stuff together by hand. And this is where the pain gets real. We're talking about rampant complexity because you have custom code for literally every single connection, which becomes a maintenance nightmare. Your solutions end up siloed and rigid. Then you've got serious security risks from exposing databases directly, not to mention performance hits from all that latency, and the costs. Oh, the costs. They just spiral out of control. It's not just paying for the AI, it's paying for a huge team of engineers just to keep this fragile house of cards from falling over. So the bottom line is this: what most companies have built isn't a platform, it's a patchwork quilt. It's a collection of one-off, brittle solutions held together with duct tape. And that means you're always fighting the system, constantly putting out fires, instead of actually building with it to create something new. Okay, so we've laid out a pretty complicated and frankly frustrating problem. So now let's flip the script and look at how this platform, AXYS, claims it can tear down every single one of those barriers by being a true all-in-one solution. So built from the ground up to be that central hub, an AI orchestration platform that's designed to finally unify all these different pieces and tackle that integration mess head-on. So how does it actually do that? Well, first, it goes right after the custom code problem by using auto-generated connectors for seamless integration. Second, it gets engineers out of the way with a no-code interface so your business folks can actually build their own AI workflows. Third, it completely automates that painful process, keeping your data fresh and secure without you having to touch it. And finally, security isn't just tacked on at the end. It's baked right in, with one central place to control everything. And when you put them side by side, the contrast is just stark. You have the old way over here, custom code, fragile connections, massive overhead, and security that's all over the place. And then you have the platform approach over here, no code, stable workflows, almost zero integration work, and security that's locked down from a single control panel. It's a total shift from being reactive to being proactive. All right, now this is probably the most jaw-dropping claim from the source material. AXYS says that its built-in optimization can cut your LLM token costs by up to 98.8%. I mean, for any company that's using AI at scale, a number like that isn't just an improvement, it's a complete game changer for your entire budget. And to top it off, the article contrasts the cost of the platform with the alternative, which is needing a team of 10 to 15 engineers just to manage the old manual way. So it's positioning this as not just a tech solution, but a fundamental shift in how you spend your money, and, more importantly, your valuable human talent. So what does this all add up to? What does it really mean for a business when you go from fighting with complicated custom plumbing to just working on a simple, standardized platform? What does that unlock? You know, the core argument here is that AXYS is uniquely ready for the real world because it's the only thing that brings all of these critical pieces together under one roof. The message is pretty clear. It's time for businesses to stop wrestling with the plumbing and start focusing on the incredible things they actually want to build with AI. And this brings us to a really important question I want you to think about. I'm serious. What would it mean for your company's ability to innovate if your best and brightest engineers were no longer bogged down just keeping the lights on? What new products or amazing efficiencies could they dream up? And let's just take that one step further. If the foundational, messy plumbing of AI is just handled, what entirely new strategic problems could your business solve? What new markets could you go after? It really points to a future where the only thing holding you back is your imagination, not your ability to integrate APIs. And that's something to chew on until our next explainer.